I have a brag book. So every week I write down 3 things I accomplished and maybe a problem that occurred or like a conflict with a coworker or whatnot. Just so there's a record for when I do my annual review. I have all the details in the receipt because you're not going to tell me I'm not excellent. I've always been a good student. So if I'm doing that and it's not working, I gotta change. I was not graduating school with a C, even though C's get degrees. No shame. Like, she was mind blowing, and she's the one who taught me about food justice. And I said, oh, the meat is not supposed to have a smell in the grocery store. It's not supposed to be changing colors. Like, what you mean? Kids are learning to garden in New York City? He was like, no, you're mad smart. You're not saying it. I don't know why you're scared or why you don't believe in yourself.
Welcome to another episode of Trauma Learns, in which we have discussions about who we are, what we do, and the lessons that we've learned along the way. I'm your host, Trauma, and today I have with me Malika, a Guyanese American and proud New York City native. She's led citywide initiatives advancing food justice and education equity, managing programs, budgets, and partnerships to ensure communities receive accessible, high quality services. Her work blends strategy with heart, always centering people and impact. Now pivoting into tech sales, she's expanding her skills into relationship building, storytelling, and value articulation. Grounded in service and energized by possibility, she believes growth begins at the edge of your comfort zone. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really excited to have this conversation with you.
Same. Good energy. Let's get started.
So our first intro question that we ask all of our guests is, if this current season of life was a classroom, what are you currently learning?
Ooh, I learn something new every day.
Mhm.
Right now, what I'm really struggling with is learning to be more patient.
Mm,
I'm used to instant gratification. I'm used to just applying for things and getting it.
mhm,
And this season is really teaching me to pause,
mm,
honor self-care while still being a hustler and being productive, because I'm
mm,
usually one or the other. So I'm really trying to
mm.
find balance and be patient that what's meant for me isn't gonna miss me.
I'm curious, what does like the extreme look like of self-care? Like, so you said typically your team self-care or team hustle, hustle,
Yes.
hustle. So what does that look like, and how are you trying to balance that right now?
So hustling looks like getting up at 9 a.m., doing my job, or just going to various meetings and then doing back-to-back events after 5.
Mm,
And making sure to get content because I post regularly on LinkedIn. So I'll
mhm,
make sure I have good photos. I take notes at the event so I can
mhm,
have like a really informative post and it isn't just a
mm,
picture.
mm,
I gotta make sure I pencil in time to eat.
mm,
Um, so, and then also I'll have like some personal care. So, get my lashes done, go get a massage or whatnot.
mhm,
So, it's either one or the other. For self care day, it would start with waking up around noon,
mm.
having a slow morning
I love the way your
stretching.
mood just shifted.
Yeah. I mean, I'll journal, I'll do my
Mm,
affirmation cards, look
mm,
outside, look at the sun, and I'll be like, I'll go to the movies today, or I'll go to the museum today. I'll just
mm,
be with myself and lollygag. I don't really check my phone
mm,
or like the clock and the alarm system and reminder system and a color coded calendar
mm,
runs my life regularly. But the self
mhm.
care day is none of that.
I love that. I love that. So what I'm hearing is self-care days is really slowing down,
Hmm.
being present, not constant. It's no alarm is waking you up. You're
Yeah.
waking up at your own time.
Hmm.
There's no schedule. It's
Yeah.
let's see where the day goes. Let's see
Yes.
what we do today.
Yes.
Really being in tune with your body and saying, what
Hmm.
do I need, as opposed to, oh, I got to do this and I got to get out of the house at
Yes.
this time and go to this
Yes.
place and that meeting and that
Yes.
meeting. I call them like cushions. Like when I speak to my clients, like I
Mhm.
often refer to them as cushions of like
Mhm.
almost thinking of it as self-care as like if you were to fall, if you don't have those cushions. Like, yes, it's still going to hurt when you fall, but when you're doing things to intentionally take care of yourself, then it doesn't hurt as much. Whereas if you don't have those cushions when you fall, meaning you're going go, 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 it hurts a lot more. Your body takes a harder hit. Your mental health takes a harder hit. So, and I do think that there's seasons for having that balance. I think there's seasons of mostly like, complete self-care, and then there's some seasons where it's just very go, go, go. So I think that's what I'm learning, the different seasons. But even with the hustling seasons, to be intentional about still having at least one or two form of self-care.
It might have to look like one day a week that you don't do. Like Sundays, I go to church and then I'm home. That's it. I'm not going out. And if I do end up going out, another day has to fill in the blank. Also, I've been burnt out. And I didn't have a toolkit. Now I have a toolkit of free, cheap, or, a little bit pricey things. So I pick and choose based on how bad I'm feeling.
Oh, I
Which
love
which of those
that.
tools you. So it's about getting the routine, having it. So when times is rough, you can really go in your bag and get what you need.
So this person says, "Hi Choma, I'm 37 and I have spent the last decade in city government operations. I worked my way up to deputy director, managed teams, and was known as being steady under pressure. I felt powerful in rooms. Now I'm pivoting into the private sector and I feel like I'm back at square one.
Ooh.
I'm learning new metrics, new language, and I am not the authority anymore. Sometimes I hold back because I don't want to sound inexperienced. I didn't expect how much I would miss feeling established. How do you stay confident when you're no longer the expert? How do you tell the difference between necessary humility and losing yourself?"
Oh, that was powerful. Definitely going through that. After leaving the nonprofit space and trying to transition to tech. Um, Going from being the expert, the manager, to being the noob, and I gotta start all over, is very humbling. So I'm right there with them. Um, First thing, you have to reframe your mindset. You can't just be like, okay, you don't know anything. And if you don't, it's okay to say that. We have to be curious. Every day we can learn something, and you can learn something from anyone of any age. You can't just think, oh, you might be the oldest on your team, so you gotta know. No, like, and how did you get to become an expert? You did a lot of things, you failed at some, and you won at some, and then over time you learned the expertise and you memorize it, and then you could just use it. So people are gonna pass forward um what they've learned, and you got to be receptive to that, and just know that it's okay to be a learner at any point in your life. Now for losing yourself, ooh, that is rough. Therapy, number one. I do daily affirmations and journaling. You gotta like mind dump like all those insecurities, and then be like, look in the mirror. I'm that girl, or I'm that explicit, you the curse or whatever. Just and I have a power mantra playlist of like, there's so much good music out there. Just listen to it to uplift you. I really love Cleo Soul.
Oh, I love her too. I
Yeah, she
love her
just makes my
sex.
soul sing.
I love her sex.
Yes. We have to sing, we have to release. Also, maybe you have a work persona, you have a name for her. You channel it. So because we can't always be our full selves in different spaces. So just have a name to that and embody what you want. So like my alter ego for work is quota queen, because I'm all about that money, which switched because I was in the service industry. And so I tell myself
Oh, I
I'm
love
all about
that.
hitting the goals, and I'm talking like this, and I'm assertive, and I'm commanding the room, because I'm an introvert and I usually just sit back
You're
and
an
observe.
introvert?
Yeah.
Girl, you give me, huh? You give me like, what is it called?
Yeah,
The in
I
between.
know what you're
Yeah.
I'm that now. But
Mm.
I suffer from bad social anxiety. I did
Mm.
not used to talk in class or anything. And I had a professor who was just like, you have great ideas. You should share them. Like,
Mm.
don't just sit there and don't do nothing. I was used to just being invisible. Now I'm like,
Mm.
y'all gonna know me when I step in this room. And y'all gonna remember me.
Oh,
So,
right, yeah.
yeah.
So that's really, really wonderful. And it reminds me of the first time that we met in terms of being memorable. Like, I feel like I met a lot of people in that space, and you were 100% like the most memorable person I met.
Oh, thanks.
We met like at a tech event, and in some ways, I felt like what made it really special was I felt like you kept it really real because I think in that space it felt very
Performative.
exactly.
Very, very professional. I'm like, no. I
Yeah,
see my
very.
sister here. What's up? How's it going today? I've also volunteered for a lot of events, so I know how it
Oh
is.
yes, I was a
So
volunteer at that event.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the way. That's how you get the knowledge for the free. So
Oh.
I'm not afraid of the hustle too. So I was like, let me just connect. And I liked your energy. Your spirit was very joyful and like
Aw.
eager to learn. And that's how I
Yes.
feel like I give off. So I feel like our energy is just like, yeah.
Match. Yeah. So this person says, "Hi Choma. Every time I travel, I feel more confident, more
Mm,
open, more
mm.
ambitious.
Sorry, I
I
like this person already. Mm.
I talk to strangers, I take risks, I dream bigger. But when I come back home, I shrink back into my routine, the fine job, my familiar habits. It's like the bold version of me only exists outside my everyday life. Is it the travel or is it that distance from expectations helps me hear myself? How do I bring that expanded version of me into my real life without needing to leave it?"
Oh, that's real. I escape a lot. I be on a flight. So I really relate to this person, but
Mhm.
I'm slowly molding those two people. Recently, I
Mm.
spent a month in Antigua and it really helped me to reset my nervous system
Mhm.
and really practice self-care. I always woke up early. I
Mm.
would do my sun salutation yoga stretches,
Okay.
affirmations, journaling. I would reading in the morning, have a coffee, log into my meetings. I would
Mm.
actually take lunch
Mm.
and
Is
like
that
take a walk.
actually ticklish?
Yeah, before I would just work through it.
Mm.
I have to bring Antigua to New York.
Mm.
How will I do that? I'm still working on that. But as for the confidence and the
Mhm.
self love that I've developed there, I've maintained that. I really fell in
Mm.
love with myself over there. And
Mm.
I learned to speak to myself nicely, like how a friend would.
Mhm.
And also now on vacation, I felt like I can be bolder with my fashion choices because I'm like, I'm never going to see these people again. So now
Mm.
when I came back, I reassessed my closet. I took some of my vacation clothes and I said, I'm gonna wear it on this.
Mm.
Like I used to be scared of people talking to me or saying now I'm like, no, I feel good in this outfit. I'm gonna
Mm.
wear it outside.
Mm.
So I believe in exposure therapy, doing things that
Mm.
you're scared of doing multiple times and then you'll build up. Also,
Momentum, yeah.
when I travel, I'm okay with doing stuff alone. But here I feel
Mm.
like, oh, I need to call a friend to come.
Mm.
Nope. I went to a party by myself last week and I was like, in my head, I'm like, don't make it weird. Just be free. Just enjoy the music. That's why you're here. And
Mm.
after like I got rid of the nerves, I really enjoyed being there.
Mm.
So I think it's remembering what you learned from that trip and what
Mm.
specific moments triggered the boldness of courage and then try to replicate it in your home area. And then
Mm.
also you have to think about what you are trying to escape at home. Are you the crutch in your family? Are you doing
Mm.
everything? You're gonna have to learn to set your boundaries. That's
Mm.
what I kept when I came back. I said,
Mm.
listen, y'all went a month without me and everything was running smoothly. Now, as soon as I come back, everybody need help with something. Y'all could figure it out. Y'all figured it out. Imagine if I didn't live here. I'm just so you really gotta stand 10 toes down on yourself at the end of the
Mhm.
day.
Mhm.
Um, so it's coming, and I would tell this person be patient with themselves. The
Mm.
fact that you saw what you could be looking
Mm.
outside from outside your routine, you know that it's possible and it's within you. So just
Mhm.
believe it, and little pieces of it will come through.
Thank you, thank
Yeah.
you. Book her for speaking engagements. I'm serious. I'm
Yes,
serious.
I'm available.
Also, if you're enjoying the episode so far, make sure you subscribe and follow Trauma Learns on all platforms. I want to make this a space where we can learn and figure this thing called life together. I really love your energy, like sincerely. So we're going to do the last learning curve scenario that this person has. This is
Okay.
someone that's in your field. And this person says, Hi, I'm 24. Hi, Choma, I'm 24 and I just graduated with my master's in public health in
Uh,
epidemiology.
I can't say that word either. You good?
I thought I would feel accomplished, but instead I feel overwhelmed.
Mm,
Every job wants 3 to 5 years of experience. I didn't realize how broad public health is until hospitals, nonprofits, consulting,
mm.
governments, tech. I don't know where I fit. How do you choose a lane in a field that's so wild? And how do you avoid feeling behind right out of grad school?
Ooh, that's real. Also went through that. Um, you gotta be wild and go on side quests. You gotta just
Mm,
apply to different things. You don't know what you want to do, so you got to figure out what you want to do and just tell
mhm,
yourself in your head you'll stay there 6 months to a year. You'll learn, and you have to make a master resume, which in like
mm,
every single thing that you do. I have a
mm,
brag book, so every week I write down 3 things I accomplished and maybe
mm,
a problem that occurred or like a conflict with a coworker or whatnot, just so
mhm,
there's a record for when I do my annual review. I have all the
mm,
details in the receipt because you're not going to tell me I'm not excellent. And you're not going to tell me you didn't
mm,
see my growth because I saw my growth. So it helps you
mm,
to hold yourself accountable and just keep
mm,
track and not get lost in the sauce.
mm,
Um, I recommend volunteering for different events, public health conferences or whatnot,
mhm,
joining meetup groups. You have to also do info interviews. Put
mm,
15 minutes on people calendar. What do you do? How did you figure out like this was the lane and you wanted to do? Um,
mhm,
Cold message people on LinkedIn,
mm,
especially since they see like what you've done and that you're interested. People like talking about themselves. So
mm,
you may get some no's, but it's okay. You're gonna hear a couple yeses and they might
mm,
lead and become a mentor or
mhm,
have you come shadow them at work or something. So you
mm,
really just gotta swallow the fear, swallow the embarrassment, and
mm,
put yourself out there. And then once you keep doing that, it'll get easier and you'll find your path and you'll look back and be like, wow, like all these random things I did, it all lined up for me
mhm,
to find the perfect thing. And my dream is fulfilled. And you'll be like, oh my God, it was a long journey, but I'm here.
mhm.
So just keep going. You got this.
So I think that's something that I can really, really relate to. I think that's something that I can really, really relate to in terms of doing a multitude of different things. Like, in order to
Hmm.
know what you like or what you don't like,
Hmm.
something that I say often is like, one thing about me, I'm gonna send that email. Like, I will send that
Yeah.
email. I will reach out to that person. I will ask. I will try. Like,
Mm,
I can be socially anxious as well.
mm,
And
mm,
for most of my life, most people would think of me as like shy or more
mm,
introverted, but I'm also very courageous. So if I
mhm,
want something, something that I Choma want,
mhm,
there's nothing standing in my way. Like, I will email, I will reach out, I will
mm.
try. What am I going to get?
Yeah,
No, I just have a like, I'll be all right. I'll figure it out sort
yeah.
of like mentality. And I do think also having support as well. So maybe having people
Mm,
in the field that you can reach out to through
mm,
LinkedIn, maybe the
mm,
alumni
mhm,
page of whatever school that you went to.
mhm,
There's often this expectation for us to always know, for us to always have the answers. How are you going to have the answers if you don't try? And that also is
mhm,
reflective of like the job market,
mhm,
because we're always expected to know this or know that without having had the lived experience yet. Even my field, like I got into psychology very randomly. Like I saw a flyer. And also another thing about me is I will apply.
I
I
love
apply to everything. Like, for example, we
yeah,
met at a tech conference. Like, you're
yeah,
interested in tech sales. I'm interested in tech to some degree, but I'm a psychotherapist by
mhm,
profession. But I'm the kind of person who's like, I'll apply. I will send that
mhm,
email. Like,
mhm,
sure. And I actually got into psychotherapy because I saw a flyer for a hotline. This was a few years into being in America. I wasn't really aware of like mental health or the mental health space. It wasn't something that we talked about within my family openly.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, oh, there's this flyer. I have no idea what this is about. I've seen this flyer multiple
Mm-hmm.
times around school. I'll apply. I applied. I loved the experience. And now I'm a therapist. If I never applied to this random thing that I did not know what it entailed, I wouldn't have the career that I really enjoy right
Mm.
now. So I'm 100% for the idea of like trying different things, pushing
Yeah.
yourself, because that's the only way you learn is through trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you do look back. I 100% resonated with that. I've had many moments where it was like all these random pieces because I go to so many random
Yes.
different things. And then it's like, oh, the knowledge I gained from this random thing
Mm-hmm.
is now helping me in this
Mm-hmm.
particular thing
Mm-hmm.
in life. And it's just like, wow. So I truly, truly
Yeah.
encourage that.
Continue fostering that curiosity because you'll need it in leadership and just beyond in your life.
In addition to that curiosity, I'm a very curious person as well, and I think sometimes it's deemed as a bad thing. Oh, in terms of there was a conversation I had, I'm not going to go into details, but with someone who is pretty high up in their career, and I'm someone who I say yes
Mm-hmm.
to a lot of
Mm-hmm.
things, and the person kind of discouraged that. And I think the advice that they gave made sense. And I think where that person is in their career, they have to say no. I'm in a place in my career where I have to say yes. Like I have to be
Mm-hmm.
everywhere. I have to kind of try different things. But I
Mm-hmm.
think the higher up I go, the more opportunities that would naturally flow. Whereas now we're at that stage of creating the opportunities, actively seeking out the opportunities. I have to
Mm-hmm.
be a lot more yes, yes, yes. Let me try this. Let me try that. Let me do this.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I think being in the position that he was, he needed to kind of say no to a lot more things, be a little less curious because it's so many things that you can't, you're only one person, you cannot
Mm-hmm.
stretch yourself, in all these many directions. I think as someone who is starting out, I would encourage you to try different things and know that maybe you can't do everything all at once. And so to the advice that you gave of like 6 months to a year, try that
Mm-hmm.
out and then see.
Yeah, but don't burn yourself out. Set in your time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do one conference a day. Don't be trying to jam in 3 events like I be doing. So I don't sleep. You gotta sacrifice something.
Mm.
And now I realize sleep is very important. So
Yes. Yes. I'm curious, how did you get into public health and like what inspired that career choice in terms of getting your master's?
um vain reasons. Um during my time in food justice,
Mm-hmm.
I taught nutrition education and
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't always be perceived as the expert of what I was just because of the way I was looking or whatnot.
Mm.
And I was like, I always knew that I wanted to go back for a master's, but I would juggle between international relations and
Mm.
my undergrad was political science. I was like, maybe I'll go in, I'll be a diplomat or something.
Mm.
But
I can see that for you,
yeah,
girl.
no, not anymore.
Uh,
Uh, that's another thing. You're allowed to pivot at any point.
girl.
Like just so in
Mm.
COVID, we was all on lockdown. I'm like, we had to make our curriculum digital. I was like, how do I be an expert? Also help my community because representation matters.
Mm-hmm.
Get involved in somehow. And I was like, oh my God, a master's in public health. It's so general. I can apply it.
Mm.
It's to
To
different things. And
mm.
just because I'm in nutrition now, I could end up going into healthcare systems. I get to, and I choose the specialization of health policy and management because I wanted to be a manager, number one.
Mm.
And I
Mm.
was like, I like policy and doing analysis or whatnot. So
Mm.
why not? Saw that CUNY had a very affordable program. I knew that I would
Mm.
have to work and go to school at the same time. It's very
Mm.
hard to get scholarships. Um, and they had a virtual option, so I really appreciated that.
Mm.
So I decided to get the degree, and I was looking for the same experience I had in undergrad, in which I did multiple internships. I would get to study abroad. That wasn't the case in grad school.
Mm.
Um, but now we're here, and I'm still exploring.
So it seems that when it comes to public health, there was that curiosity. And you mentioned that you got to do study abroad in undergrad, but
Mhm,
not in your
mhm.
master's program.
Mm.
Okay.
Yes, there wasn't much opportunity. I applied to a few fellowships, but I didn't get them.
Mm.
So I stayed in school. What an interesting thing and
Mhm.
fear I was able to face in graduate school
Mhm.
was I applied to be a part of student government. It's something I always wanted
Mm.
to do, but I was like, I'm not gonna get it. Like, I don't know anybody here. But then I really got involved in the process. I said, "Oh, voting is low overall. You just gotta
Mm.
put your foot in the games."
Mm.
So I had a few professors,
Mhm.
that I was close with, and we had a pitch meeting. I prepared my speech because
Mhm.
I know what I want to talk about and what I want to change, and
Mhm.
I was able to get a senator position. So well,
Mm.
that means I got all the tea. I would go to all the meetings. I found out about
Mm.
scholarships first, funding, and I
Mm.
actually got my school to pay for me to go to Chicago to
Mm.
pitch to create a chapter for women in public health to come together.
Mm.
So I'm so thankful that I was able to push myself to join student government and find out
Mhm.
about that opportunity. And for my school for paying for me to go network somewhere
Mhm.
else.
Mm.
And it paid off because the amount of connections I made and
Mm.
skills I gained in event planning,
Mm.
priceless.
100%. So
Mm,
I think oftentimes we
mm,
think that there's a lot more people applying, and a lot of people like
mhm.
talk themselves out of
Yeah,
good things,
yeah,
that it then becomes less and less people who are applying to that
yeah.
specific thing. So you then actually have a good shot
Mhm,
at like getting it. And it seems
mhm.
like it was almost like an intentional decision of this could get me. Did you know beforehand that it could give you access to like
No,
scholarships and
no. I was just like, let me just this like I have a bucket list of side quests, and that was on it.
I
So I
see.
said, let me just see,
I
just for a
see.
semester. Why
Mm,
not? Oh, and then after that, and I found out how easy it was in regards to the commitment, and oh, you just gotta
mm,
prepare some points about what you want to share, like
mm,
problems to student body. I started telling all my classmates, I said, yo, did you know that you could apply to student government and it's this easy?
mm,
And the connections you could make. And then I was happy the year after I graduated, two of the people I told they actually applied and got senator positions. So
mm.
I was like, go you stepping outside your comfort zone. I love to see it.
Next portion of our discussion, something that you said is growth begins at the edge of your comfort. That's one of your
Mhm.
mantras. And I'm curious, what does that look like for you in real life, in like day to day?
Finding one thing I could ask someone to learn more about them.
Mm,
So fostering my curiosity,
mm,
and I'm aware of what I'm scared of. Like everyone
mm,
has fear. I'm trying to chip away at each of them little
mhm,
by little till it's not as scary. There
mhm,
was a time I would not do anything alone. No events, no
mm,
concerts, nothing. And
mhm,
now I'm just like, no, I signed up for a cooking class last week. It just
mm,
went cuz I like making gnocchi. Well, I mean,
mm.
I like eating gnocchi and I wanted to know how to make it.
What is
It's a
gnocchi?
potato pasta dish.
Mm.
So it's like this small, a lot of rolling, but then you cut it up in this little. It's very soft and delicate. I recommend. Yeah.
I'm 100% like a fan of like curiosity pivoting. That seems to be a
Mm,
common theme in what you're
yeah.
expressing. Can you talk more about that, of like the pivot and the beauty in it?
I'm still discovering the beauty in it. I had an idea of what I would do
Mhm.
by the time I was 30, and it's nothing that I ended up doing.
Mm,
I was gonna be like a political official or a professor at a university.
mhm,
And as I did different internships, as I
mhm,
traveled, I was like, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. And
mm,
things that I said, oh, I hated, like I was like sales ill. Like, Corinne, why would I want to sell like timeshares or something? But I was like, what I learned in my current boot camp is
mhm,
that it's about relationship building. So I'm like,
mm,
oh, I love chatting. I love
mhm,
getting to know people and it's seeing if it's the right fit. So I'm
mm,
just basically promoting something I'm interested in or I'm
mm,
doing, a product that I've used, because I'm not going to sell anything I don't like. I'm just sharing information. I already think of myself as resourceful.
mm,
Okay, you like it? Cool. And
mm.
again, it's teaching me to cold call, to cold email, because
Mm,
each no brings you one step closer to a yes.
mm,
So it helped me face my fears with that. And
mm,
now I'm like, oh, this isn't so scary. It's
mm,
just chatting. I'm excited to see what this next chapter will bring in that
mm,
space, but I'm grateful for the soft skills that I've learned in the nonprofit industry.
A common theme in the things that you're saying is I don't have all the answers, but I'm willing to try. I'm willing to put in effort. I'm willing to follow that curiosity. I have interests, I have goals. I don't have the full picture, but I'm going to.
Good Hansel and Gretel or something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
oh
yeah.
my God. I one of my favorite stories as a kid. And lately, this is off topic, but lately I've been thinking a lot about like childhood tales.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually going to reach out, again off topic. I was actually going to reach out to some organizations like within my tribe to ask about like folk tales, because a lot of folk tales I wanted to like tell my nephews and my nieces, and I'm recognizing that like I don't even remember the details of it. Like there's a specific folk tale. I'm going to sing the song. It's Kolokido Kainaba, Kolokido Kainaba, O Kolokido O Kainaba, Dance Jina Kainaba. I remember the song, but I forgot the details of that. And that was like such a beautiful, like I loved that story so much. It was a very long story, but all that to say that I think the idea of like having curiosity and again Hansel and Gretel, of almost like you see the food pieces and you just kind of keep walking. I mean, I kind of led them the wrong way, but you just keep following it with sense, not with senselessness, following it with like your gut and being aware of like your safety, your emotional safety, your physical safety. Those things are really really important. But I think following your gut and trusting yourself and doing it scared is so cliche. And to say that you could be doing it and you could also be nervous. Okay,
Yeah,
that
we want to
really.
show them what's possible, but we're breaking
Yes.
generational curses.
Yes.
And it's hard and it's lonely because we're navigating it all on our own. But it's going to be easy for them.
Yes. So this question is, what did nonprofit leadership teach you about persuasion and relationship building?
I learned that people will probably not take me seriously age-wise or the way that I look coming into a room, but that shouldn't make me shrink. That's their problem. I'm gonna show you this thing, my wild idea, and we're gonna document it, and there's gonna be proof that I said it. So sometimes it takes a while to persuade, but I learned that through years of just talking to people. Also, I will talk to the person who's doing the front desk versus the VP. They could be your advocate in any situation. So when I started my job, I had friends in different departments at different levels. And as I leveled up and was able to get in a manager position, there was times when those different people were in different rooms and they all ended up being my sponsor to help get decisions passed or whatnot. So relationship building is important. Again, it's the speaking to everyone, being curious, and the main thing with persuasion is, do you believe in yourself? Do you believe what you're saying? Well, then say it with conviction and get it in writing too, so no one can steal your idea.
That's something you say often in terms of documentation.
Keep a notes doc of everything, every microaggression. You never know when you will need it, and it's just so you're not going feel like you're going crazy. You like, especially you talk to your other friends who are of color or whatnot. You're like, hey, this person said this to me. Like, I felt something. Do you see what, and they like would give me a whole new perspective on it. I'd be like, yes, you're not wrong for saying this XYZ, but I wouldn't necessarily have the vocabulary to describe what happened. So it's always nice to have community, and especially as you level up, but make sure you put your hand out and you help pull up as you climb.
Different people know different things. You have information about public health. I have information about psychotherapy. Though we have a lot of similarities. There's specific information that I know. There's specific information that you know. Like different people know different things. So that person can give you a different perspective in a way that someone who you think, maybe the front desk person or otherwise, can give you a unique perspective or a unique take that you didn't think about.
And also, people are more than just their job. That's not our identity. So I'm like, how much kids you got? What's your last vacation you went on? What do you do for self-care? How do you celebrate your inner child? I'm getting deep nitty-gritty so I can see where we'll be connected. some
Mhm.
people you're not gonna connect with, but hey, at least you know, and you
Mhm.
know, just keep it in
Mhm.
writing, your questions and answer, and that's it. Other people, you gonna key, go have lunch
Mhm.
with them, go to
Mhm.
happy hour. So I've met some of my bestest friends through work just by
Mhm.
opening up. Cause I
Mhm.
was like, everyone's my op, like I'm not. So I was like a spy. I would just listen. I
Not a
wouldn't say anything. But then once I opened up, I said, "Oh wow, they really see me.
It's
I
a
love
oh.
them."
And being able to encourage. Sometimes you just need someone to believe in you. You just need someone to like speak life into you, and
Mhm,
someone who gets it, like someone who has your similar lived
mhm,
life experiences, and it's like, I see you.
mhm,
I see you sort of thing. And it's just been like really nice being able to be that. And sometimes I'll like reach out and be like, how are you doing? Or
mhm.
and like saving their names with like insert
Yeah.
name therapist as
Mhm,
like a way to like affirm like,
mhm,
girl, it's a matter of time. Like,
mhm,
let's get into it. Let me know what questions you have. I got
mhm.
you. Yeah. So you've talked about like how you got into public health. Did you feel like you had support family wise when it comes to the field that you're interested in?
No, I'm Guyanese, so my family, lawyer, doctor, engineer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always against the grain or what they expect. So
Mm-hmm.
no, I'm used to being misunderstood. I just keep going for myself. And
Mm-hmm.
my nieces and nephews, I want to be a representation that you can pivot, he'll be okay,
Mm-hmm.
and follow your dreams despite what others may try to push on you.
How are you able to work through that?
I mean, I didn't know it was the best fit for me. I
Mm-hmm.
was going to be a nurse. I
Mm-hmm.
got a C in microbiology. I've always been an A student, and I said something gotta give. I'm clearly doing. I've always been a good student,
Mm-hmm.
so if I'm doing that and it's not working, I gotta change. I was not graduating school with a C, even though C's get degrees. No shame.
No
I
shame.
I was like, no, I need like I'm trying to be valedictorian. Like I need to. So I changed my major to English. Then Shakespeare is boring. So I was like
Mm-hmm.
political science, and then I mean I cried with her, and I in my head I was like, I'm not gonna be a bum. Like I'm gonna figure this out.
Mm-hmm.
So I
That.
came in. I barely knew what political science was, but in my first like international relations class,
Mm-hmm.
I felt like a light bulb went off. Like I was just in the class with my jaw on the floor. I was like, yo, all this stuff is going on in the world. Voting matters. This is how I can make a difference. This is
Mm-hmm.
so they before they put me in an internship class, they was like, yeah, you could do law, but you can also be a politician. You can
Mm-hmm.
also work at a nonprofit. And I met one of my best friends in the class. Like she was mind blowing, and she's the one who
Mm-hmm.
taught me about food justice. And I said, oh, the meat is not supposed to have a smell in the grocery store. It's not supposed to be
Mm-hmm.
changing colors. Like, what you
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, kids are learning to garden in New York City. So that whole 2 years was so like light bulb. Like I was a noob. I didn't know anything, and I would
Mm-hmm.
sit in the front. I would take notes. I would just be quiet. And in the next couple of classes, that same professor was like, "You have so many ideas, and you're not
Mm.
sharing them. Why?"
That was that class.
Yes. And I was
Mm.
like, you see that? I had another
Mm.
friend who was like, you're a leader. And I said, me? I am a follower. What do you mean? I don't, he was like, no, you're mad
Mm.
smart. You're not saying it. I don't know why
Mm.
you're scared or why you don't believe in yourself. So that year, I applied to a
Mm.
bunch of different internships. I actually got the school to pay for me to go to China.
Mhm.
Again, I don't speak no Mandarin, nothing. I said, what a little black girl going to do in China? But I said,
Mm.
forget it. YOLO. When will I get this opportunity again? And I was shy again in that experience. At the end, the
Mm.
program director told me to do the speech to close out the whole program. So each time I'm doing these odd things that I'm scared of,
Mm.
there's people putting in little nuggets like, oh, you're a leader. You should talk more.
Mm.
And I'm like, they don't know me. They not just blowing smoke up me. Like
Mhm.
this for real. They see a light and
Mhm.
I just need to see it. So it took
Mm.
a long time to nurture that.
Mm.
But I'm happy to say I finally see my light. And I'm
Mhm.
happy to light other candles along the way and
Mhm.
help people release, come out of their shadow and just
Mhm.
be their authentic selves and be free.
Mm. That sounds so lovely. I think what you said about people being able to see the light in you and not even knowing you that well, but they can just get that vibe, and sometimes not believe in it. And it's like, why aren't you believing it? Why don't you trust this positive feedback? Like, you're quick to um stick to the negative feedback,
Mm-hmm.
but when you have positive feedback towards yourself or from other people, it's kind of like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't
yeah.
accept it. Yeah.
Yeah. And how what would you say to someone who is at that brink? They're not quite there where they're able to see their light. What steps would you say that they take?
Number one, when someone tells you a compliment, you say thank you. Don't. I used to
Hmm.
just like talk. Oh, me? What? What are you talking about? Oh no, you. I would deflect. No,
Mm.
sit in that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
I would also keep a note on your phone. Good things are always happening to me, and write down
Mm.
good things that happen. I also
Mm.
recently started a note, things that I thought would be the end of the world but
Mhm.
weren't, so that when you're going through a storm, it's hard to
Mhm.
see that hey, it will end.
Mhm.
So, those help you to reframe your mindsets.
Mhm.
So yes, it's really taking note of what you like to do, what you
Mhm.
don't like to do, but also being okay with playing devil's advocate for yourself. I don't like this. Why don't I like this? Like,
Mhm.
what is the fear about this thing? Is
Mhm.
it just an idea that I heard that it's bad? Like, did you try it for yourself and know that you didn't like it, or are you
Mhm.
just assuming that you don't?
Mhm.
Which is what I did with sales. I was just like, ew, no. And
Mhm.
also fundraising. I loved fundraising. I
Mhm.
was like, I'm getting money for people to eat.
Mhm.
Come on, guys. People gotta eat. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. But I did both work. I was on the ground in the
Mhm.
community doing the work, and then I was
Mhm.
in the back end in the office, and
Mhm.
it's all intersected.
Thank you
Yeah.
so, so much. And what is an unpopular lesson that your journey, professionally or personally, has taught you?
Something that I've been saying is do it alone, do
Mm.
it scared.
Do it alone, do it scared. There you
Yeah.
have it. Thank you so
Oh,
much for
thank you.
joining me. I'm super duper duper grateful. I look forward to seeing you next week, and I hope that the lessons that our wonderful guest shared was really helpful to you as well. If you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow along with the journey. You can keep up with me on all platforms at Tremor Learns and catch the podcast wherever you love listening to podcasts. Thank you.